not only commemorate Nelson Mandela and his achievements, but to pay tribute and to pay respects to him as an individual. What Nelson Mandela managed to accomplish did not only impact South Africans, but the entire human race, and that is truly extraordinary. Mandela delivers hope and inspiration to people all over the world to this day. Nelson Mandela once stated, "Everyone can rise above their circumstances and achieve success if they are dedicated to and passionate about what they do." Individuals of all cultures and backgrounds live by this statement and strive to contain this optimistic attitude. Even coming from the Middle East, I have grown up learning about Mandela's accomplishments and how his legacy still lives on. This example is not only a representation of how powerful his presence was, but how each of his actions had a long-term influence.
History, who were we, who did we think we would be, as they took our history and shredded it and allowed us to believe, as they took the land in Africa, that Jesus was going to save, so they gave them the Bible and they took the land. And when we take a look today and see how the concentration that went to destroy this continent, how just Europeans could take a look at the continent and just take, you think redistricting is bad, Bill. What they did was took every tribe and cut them and divide them, where we try to have solidarity in Albany, and they take the languages and the culture and they divide them and then scritch it there. And then each European country, just like you're shooting dice, picks a country that belongs to them. And then after all of that, sometimes I thought, when I get to heaven and get my 5 minutes with God, I'm going to ask, just what the hell did black folks do to just to tee you off so much? Because wherever I go, we talk about poverty and pain. And when he finally sees me, and I think it's going to be she, but I don't want to make an issue now, I feel they got to say, just what the heck are you coming up here for? Didn't you read the Bible? Didn't you read anything about me? Didn't you know when I had a thought of making people that look like you, I took every color that we had, white, bronze, gold, brown, black, and I made your people with the most beautiful things that I had to work with. And then what was left, I ran out of colors. What the hell? But then I had to find a place. I think they call it the Garden of Eden. What other place in the world? Gigantic mountains, waterfalls, trees, bushes, birds, animals, all of the beautiful things you could think of, including gold and minerals, were in Africa. And God just wondered, what more could we ask for? How did we lose it all? But he would say to me that he recognized we all make mistakes, but Africa is coming back. He reminded me how when I was in the Congress and we were debating how we were to treat South Africa, one of the proudest moments in my life was to pass the Wrangel Amendment, which told every multinational American company that was doing business in South Africa that if they didn't stop paying taxes there and spent that tax here, they'd have to get out. Nelson Mandela called it the Bloody Wrangel Amendment. He told me while I was there to get a food taster because they may smile, but they don't like me. And then, just last week, I had the opportunity to talk with 40 president representatives. They're coming to the United States Congress on the 4th and 5th and 6th of August. I will be at the White House to greet with them at a dinner. 40 African presidents from 40 African nations coming here not to sing songs or to do dances, but to do trade with the United States of America. How proud we all have to feel to see that that progress has taken place. But you know, it wasn't the colored folks, the Negroes, or the African Americans that made this possible. It was that when God concluded that if we needed a little help, he will think about something creative and send to us that will let the whole world know that color is not going to be separated from genius and courage. That he will send us Nelson Mandela, a man that would be prepared to go to jail as Christ died on the cross in order to show that all people are created equal. That he will take the individual pains and the rocks from self and his family, but he will continue to tell the white man that this land was his land and is willing to share it in a way that you don't expect any human being to understand after 27 years of imprisonment. And so all of us, no matter what they allow us to call ourselves, no matter where we can't guess where we came from, no matter what names we have assumed, world, we are just beginning to find out who we really are and how far we can really go. So thank you, Bill Perkins, thank you, Cordell, and thank everyone for coming out. And to you, Nelson, happy birthday, Nelson Mandela.
Hello. Okay, that's okay. That's good. Hi, everybody. Hello, my name is Tanya, and so I'm your sister from next door. I'm from Zimbabwe. Yes. So I'm here just to sing for you. I'm a singer. I just graduated. I got my degree in music, so maybe that qualifies me. I don't know. But I'm really excited. More importantly is I come from a line of freedom fighters. So my family, right? Almost everyone in my family was in some way very much involved with our own liberation struggle for independence in Zimbabwe between 1965 and 1980. And so part of what I've done, as we were listening, you know, a lot of our history was taken from us, and so now for our generation, the onus is upon us to go back and to rewrite our own history in our own words, on our own terms, because for so long we've been defined, right, as something other than who we really are. Kings, queens, princes, princesses, that's who we are. So I'm going to sing for you one of the revolutionary songs from Zimbabwe, which says, we obtained Zimbabwe through war, through blood. Zimbabwe takaiwana nehondo. I hope you enjoy.
Nelson Mandela is a huge inspiration to all people all over the world. His way of thinking and persevering has changed a whole nation. To me, Nelson Mandela means hope. Living in a household where my grandmother is from Africa and she looks up to him so much. When she got news that he passed away, she was very upset. Nelson Mandela showed me that one day I can be powerful. One day I can change a great nation. Me being African American, he showed me that I can be more than just a statistic. He showed me that I should not take no for an answer and fight for what is right. Thank you.
Come on, everybody. I want you to give it up for our young people. Nicky Bulandi, she's all the way here from Dubai. And she's talking about Nelson Mandela. And Torelli Watson, come on, stand up, let them see you again. She's here from East Harlem. And these are young people that understand the importance of Nelson Mandela and out here celebrating with us today. So thank you.
Wonderful. Next up, we're going to have remarks by Natalie Holtman. Give Natalie a nice round of applause, please.
Dr. Vijaya V Jordan is a former classmate of Nelson Mandela's. Though Dr. Jordan was forced to endure horrific treatment, he managed to stay strong and not let anyone or anything bring him down. In 1953, the racist government in South Africa passed the Bantu Education Act, which mandated that blacks only be taught skills that would facilitate them in being submissive towards whites and working for them. This law officially came into effect in 1954. However, Dr. Jordan, along with 8 other primary and higher education teachers, refused to sign this contract and become a part of the Education for Slavery. This resulted in him being fired from his job towards the end of 1955, but Dr. Jordan did not let this stop him. He continued his journey to the United States in 1965. Here, Dr. Jordan continued his fight towards a new and free South Africa. He is currently retired and living in Albany, New York. The ongoing passion and courage demonstrated by Dr. Jordan is something that everyone can learn from. No matter how hard things may get, you just have to keep pushing on and never giving up, because it will get better, and Dr. Jordan's extraordinary story is an example of this. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Vijaya V Jordan.
Compatriots and friends, we are here to celebrate the birthday of one of the greatest men that ever lived. A few quotes about Madiba. Madiba, the politician. Madiba, humanitarian. And one of the architects of Ubuntu the world over. Quote, his life was gentle and the elements so well mixed in him that nature might stand up and say to the world, this was a man. He was made of the best that mankind has ever had. In the words of the poet, what a piece of work is man, how noble in reason, how infinite in faculties, in form and moving, how express and admirable in action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god, the beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. He never lived for himself, but for others, the nation and mankind. Witness how he left the most prosperous and thriving law office to lead the struggle in the early 60s. Now, the question we should ask ourselves about the legacy of these great past leaders is who we are as South Africans, whence, whither, and wherefore. We are the descendants of Bambata, of Makana, of Mushesh, of Sikukunu, of Langalibalele, and others. They gave birth and inspired our leaders like Mandela, Steve Biko, and many others who helped overthrow the apartheid system. Those were men and women who had a vision of where they wanted to take their people and their country. It was not easy. It was tough. It was tough. But against the greatest odds, they never lost faith. They held the torch aloft and ablaze, for they had a mission to accomplish, to build a democracy based on the philosophy of Ubuntu, which is shaped by the various social factors, including the cultural norms and beliefs, history, folklore, and mythology that are part and parcel of reality under which the individuals are brought under. In the case of South Africans, the relationships are powerfully captured. These relationships are powerfully captured in the concept of Ubuntu, which pervasively undergirds African thinking. Ubuntu is usually invoked as a barometer for right or wrong. It provides a moral compass for guiding behavior. What is Ubuntu, for which the Mandelas fought? It is humaneness, pervasive spirit of caring and community, harmony, hospitality, and brotherhood, and responsiveness that individuals and groups display for one another. Ubuntu is the foundation for the basic values that manifest themselves in the way African people think and behave towards each other and everyone else they encounter. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers and sisters stand here today enjoying the fruits earned by our past leaders and partly by ourselves, and continue to pledge ourselves to continue that struggle today and forever. Lest we forget, freedom is only a concept. You cannot eat it, you cannot wear it, or use it as a shelter. The three fundamental pillars of freedoms are food, shelter, and clothing. Do our people have these necessities of life today, after 20 years of freedom? If not, why not? Aluja continue on. The struggle continues. The struggle for freedom was a positive reaction to the poet's dictum, to be or not to be. That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep, so that our leaders should not have died, in vain and feel betrayed. Let me quote the poet Mukhai. Kodukani ningalala, uzakuthengiswa ngani ngoyihlo. Kodukani ningalala, eyona mpozo mna ndithi fi.
Thank you very much. My name is Vijaya V Jordan, and I'm from South Africa. I'm very proud to be South African today in celebrating Utatu Nelson Mandela. Yeah, I grew up in the Eastern Cape as well, in a very small town actually, close to where Utatu Nelson is from. I'm from Etuwa. Are there any people familiar? Yes, that's right. And yeah, I'm a product of the people who fought for freedom in our country, that I can stand here and perform in and pursue my dreams because of all the sacrifices that people like Utatu Mandela have. And this first song that we're actually going to sing for you today is a South African tune that was written by a saxophone player who we would deem as our own South African Coltrane. His name is Winston Mangungungozi, and he wrote this song as a reaction to the oppression that many black musicians were faced with in South Africa. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much. This is Andrew Okin, who's from South Africa as well, an amazing composer. And this is Bam Bam Rodriguez from Venezuela. Thank you so much. Yeah. This next song is going to be a song that was written by Michael Muerane, one of our South African composers. And the song is called Non Nause. It's a story about a young girl in the Xhosa, from the Xhosa tribe, who had a vision that may have led some of the Xhosa people astray, but we are here still today, and I hope you enjoy the song.
Nonqase usukuthethanina uthezobuya inkomo zikababa ngaliyeshoneni ntombi kamhlakaza nonqase usukuthethanina uthezobuya inkomo zikababa bavume bonke bengakholwa bo ukuthi babulala imfuyo bo imfuyo bayixabisile bo nabaphansi bebahlonele bo bavume bonke bengakholwa bo ukuthi babulala imfuyo bo imfuyo bayixabisile bo nabaphansi bebahlonele bo zonke zashiswa bo inkomo zamadoda bo bahlala bebangongezansi bo uphandini likanonqawuse zonke zoshiswa bo inkomo zamadoda bo bahlala bebangongezansi bo uphandini likanonqawuse.
That came to you this afternoon, and I just want to recognize them for that, because we have to support our young people when they do something positive.